Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back everyone. Well, AMC got to a low of 593, setting another 52-week low yesterday because Adam needed to raise money right now, right here at these prices. There's just no other way to pay off high interest debt. And there's a dozen idiots on Twitter that actually believe that. For the record, those people know jack shit about investment banking, capital markets, and whatever they learned about trading or investing. It's clear that they've learned that over the past couple of years. AMC finished the session at 607, down 10 cents or 1.62%. Uncle Frank, are you scared? No, not at all. I believe, in spite of what the financial media says, the largest theatrical company in the world is worth way more than 60 cents on a pre-split basis. I think the price will be vastly higher if the shorts are forced to cover. And the only way that's happening is if there's a swan event. If I didn't believe that, I would have been long gone long ago. The other reason I think, we'll catch a spike soon is the company is planning to pay senior management and its board 2023 stock bonuses that will make you sick. And they know a higher stock price will help cushion that blow. Of course, watching the manipulation every day makes me sick to my stomach. At this point, I'm going to support my company, support my stock and my fellow shareholders, and fight senior management until they enact policies that actually enhance shareholder value. That is the very definition of a shareholder activist. That is what I am. Speaking of manipulation and dark pool abuse, Batman, check out that crime candle from this morning, up to 633. What exactly was that? Are we filling some orders that should have been booked at a different time to help control or impede the momentum of the stock? Or is that just the brokers opening their pre-market sessions and there's traders out there dumb enough to leave buy orders in 30 cents away from the last price? Well, the world may never know. Listen, guys, let me tell you how I really feel about this. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I will never tell you to buy, sell, or hold any security options or cryptocurrencies. But there are only 4 possible outcomes here. 1, the company goes down the toilet. I lose it all. 2, Adam and Citi turn the company into a zombie company, and it goes sideways forever. 3, the company and the stock slowly recover and gradually improve. And finally, my personal favorite, a swan event comes along and disrupts the leverage chains of the hedge funds, causing a short squeeze. That's it. They can't come to the house and hurt us anymore. That's it. So speaking only for myself, I'm going to keep buying the dips, lowering my average cost, and hope that the bad actors finally get what they deserve. You do you. And don't tell me it never happens. I'm looking for another event like Archegos and Credit Suisse, except this time with an AMC short seller. That's right, guys. It's really that simple. I broke my own trading rules, and now I'm paying the price for it. Lesson learned. Won't do it again. I will support the company. I will support the stock. I will support my fellow shareholders, and I will fight Wall Street, the regulators, and this senior management team that does whatever Citi and Morgan Stanley tells them to do until they're replaced and or indicted for conspiring to commit securities fraud. You have to do what's best for you. Now, for those of you out there that say, I'm never going to AMC again, I'm not going to help Adam Aron, well, that's not a wise strategy, and I'll prove it to you. What if your family owned half of a wildly successful restaurant for 30 years and you were 50-50 partners with another family? Then one day it becomes clear that one of the managers from the other family has been stealing a box of lobster tails from the restaurant every week. Are you going to suddenly start telling people not to go to your restaurant? Of course not. That would be stupid, right? Instead, you begin the process of removing the thief manager. That may take some time, right? Because the other family will demand to see some proof before they fire a relative. This is why you need to get your ass over to amcprojectpopcorn.com and complete your affidavit. Because if we can prove how many shares, how many synthetic shares were out there before the split, before they conceal or destroy all the evidence, that may turn out to be the centerpiece for all kinds of litigation. It may get someone fired at AMC. Do you follow me? Now, here's some encouragement for those of you that think, Uncle Frank, we're never going to get a new CEO. We're never going to get any justice. We're never going to get a shareholder activist CEO like Ryan Cohen who cares about shareholder value. Check this out from the Harvard Law School Forum on Corporate Governance. In 2013, the average CEO tenure stood at 7.6 years, and by 2022, it had dropped slightly to 7.2 years. That was a 5.3% drop. Now, in December of 2015, AMC announced that Adam Aron would be the company's president and CEO, as well as a member of the company's board of directors, beginning on January 4th, 2016. Okay, so on January 4th of next year, that'll be 8 years. It only took 1 year for this guy to drive AMC into over $4 billion in debt. It was reported in an article he may have been paid by Apollo for nearly 2 years after he joined our company. He's already been blackmailed. He's been sued, I think, 18 times over the past decade. He's been sued for breach of fiduciary duty. How long before another woman comes forward? This guy likes to text, nude images of himself involved in a sex act in his free time. Or he's indicted for conspiracy to commit securities fraud. Adam is about to exceed the average tenure of a CEO by a year, and I really don't believe this guy will run this company for much longer. When was the last time he tweeted about the ape community? Come on, Sojka, tell me. When was the last time he tweeted about the ape itself? The conversion, the reverse split? Does he have another reverse split in mind for us? Is that why we're driving this stock price down? Is that what Citi is planning for us next? Even our dumbest yes-voting YouTubers out there will fight that tooth and nail. Don't worry, guys. I told you before, and I'll tell you again. These people have a way of destroying themselves. You reap what you sow. Just sit back and mark my words. Okay, let's review this article from yesterday from Investors Business Daily. Very important. AMC makes a $25 million private deal after cratering 90%. Are meme stocks a buy now? It's a good question, right? AMC continues to struggle below the 50-day moving average, but the movie theater company still is finding buyers willing to pay a premium for the meme stock. On December 19th, the company announced that it is issuing 3.3 million shares to an undisclosed buyer. What? We own this company 3-4 times over. We don't get to see who we're selling our stock to in a private placement? I've got a problem with that. Anyway, in exchange for 25 million in subordinated notes. Okay, we swapped equity for debt. Fine. A form of debt that will come due in 2026. The private offering values the stock at $7.47 per share. That is a 23% premium to the current price of $6.08. Now, guys, you know I'm not allowed to give you financial advice, but I can tell you that all that counts in the market is here and now. Going forward, the market doesn't care that you're frustrated. It doesn't care that you think this is taking too long. It doesn't care how much you're down. It doesn't care that you wanted a Lambo. But it does care that you plan to sell as soon as you break even. Look, I'm fine with that, but stop saying that publicly. Never tell your enemies what you plan to do. They're listening. Do you know that thanks to payment for order flow, our enemies know exactly what your average cost is, and this is at every broker you can think of. Webull actually publishes it. It says, out of all of the investors here at this brokerage firm, Here is their average cost. Guys, stop telling people what you plan to do. This isn't about your feelings. Make good business decisions. Well, here we go, guys. Are we going to finish strong or are we going to finish like a punk? From The Hollywood Reporter, box office, Aquaman 2 to lead soft Christmas weekend as Hollywood superhero woes continue. A slew of other movies also to open Friday include the animated family film Migration, romantic comedy Anyone But You, and wrestling biographical drama The Iron Claw, among others. That's what they're betting, guys. They're betting that we're going to lay down and die, and we're going to have a horrible finish to our fourth quarter and as an industry at large. That's right, guys. Hollywood, the financial press, everyone is betting against us. They know we don't have an avatar for this Christmas, right? From Screen Rant, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom opening weekend box office tracking to be worse than Marvel's biggest bomb. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is set for a $40 million opening, lower than the Marvel's $46 million debut. The Aquaman sequel is the DCEU's last movie, marking the end of the franchise. Jason Momoa continuing as Aquaman in the new DCU is unlikely. So they've already made their bets. I'm wondering if the 3.5 million apes are going to get out there and make the difference or not. We're going to see. In my opinion, what counts most right now is we continue to spoil their plans and their narratives by performing well until a swan comes along to spoil the party. So we're between 400 to 500 million from the $9 billion mark for the box office year. So we have just 10 days left to jump over this hurdle. I'm hoping the apes get out there and ruin the headlines they have planned for us and our industry. So, Uncle Frank, where are all these swans you keep talking about? Well, here's one from the New York Post. Banks reportedly face $160 billion in losses on commercial real estate loans. Banks are sitting on as much as $160 billion in losses on loans to the commercial real estate market as they brace for a wave of defaults from landlords in the year ahead, according to a report. Maybe that one will land. And how are our hedgy buddies doing? This came out 10 hours ago. Investors have pulled out a net $75 billion from hedge funds so far in 2023, and allocations to the $3.4 trillion industry have slowed. Data from NASDAQ eVestment showed the outflows come on the heels of some $112 billion that left hedge funds last year. And this can't be good news for hedgies that are still short the big markets and trapped in their trades. Fed's favorite inflation gauge tumbles. I told you guys to watch PCE. The Fed Reserve's preferred measure of inflation fell last month in another sign that price pressures are easing. Stocks open higher, looking for 8th week of wins. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.